Hello, and welcome to this week's edition of the Step into Freedom podcast, where it's all about helping you create the results you want in your life and business through intentional thinking. I'm Cleidra Gross, your host, CEO, speaker, author, and the topic this week is all about the one simple question you need to ask every single day to create the results that you want. But before I get into that, I want to do some teaching this week on the think, feel, act cycle. We have been taught that the results that we want to create in our life are all about how hard we work, and we live in a hustle culture. It's how much we can do, how much we can get completed, and, grinding it out. And that leads to pretty much exhaustion. And so I want to teach you a better way this week and then ultimately give you the simple questions. So I made a diagram for you, the think, feel, act cycle here. Wanted to make sure the lighting is right. I want you to understand that every thought, that every result begins at the bottom here with your thinking. How we think determines how we feel, and those feelings are basically like the emotions that we feel in our body. So anytime you wake up and you may have a time where you're just not feeling a certain way, know that it's because of what you're thinking. You may be thinking about all that you have to do. Your feelings then lead to your actions. And what you consistently do, the actions you consistently take, lead to your results. And we live in a culture that wants us to focus on the A line, the action line. But I want to direct you down here to what you are actually thinking. Because when you are consistently being intentional about your thoughts, then you can create feelings that drive you to take that necessary action to create the results you want. All right. So, with that being said, every day, the simple question that you have to be really intentional and disciplined about asking yourself is, what result do I want to create today? What result do I want to create today? Most of us are conditioned to go to our to do list, the actions, but we can be really busy and still not create the result we want. I mean, can you raise your hand if you've gotten to the end of your day and you're like, I still didn't get what I wanted to get done? And that's because when we're focused on the activities and the busyness of it all, we can be separate from the result. So let me give you an example. If the result that you want to create right now is a healthier body, then you want to make sure that your actions for today are in alignment with that. But more importantly, what would you need to be thinking to end this day healthier? Because every single day matters. What would your thinking need to be? And when you direct your energy to your thoughts, you're going to be able to harness the power of your brain. This is important because our brain, God has wired us, programmed us so well that your brain will go and find answers to what you ask. So when you ask the question, how can I create the result of health today, your mind will go and answer that question. But when you have the question of why can't I get it together, which is usually what my clients come to me for, they're like, Cleidra, I just can't get it together. And as I peel back the layers, I'll discover that it's because they habitually think thoughts that aren't going to serve them. They think thoughts that are going to drive actions that are actually out of alignment with the results. So if you're asking questions like, what's wrong with me? Why can't I get it together? I just need to be more disciplined. I just need to have more willpower. I just need to suck it up. That doesn't harness the power of your brain. Questions harness the power. And so the question that you want to ask yourself every day, what results do I want to create? Now, when I work with my clients, we go through 8 different categories of results: your health, your spirituality, your purpose, your contribution. I don't want to go through all of them here, but the point is, I'm interested in all of you, not just your health. I want you to be spiritually prosperous. I want you to be relationally prosperous. And I want you to feel like your contribution to society is prosperous. And so that's what I have for you this week. Listen, we have gone through an entire month of talking about how to stop the hustle and finding a better way. And we do that through intentional thinking. Now, if you're able to do this on your own, great. But this is a practice that I found that most women need guidance so that they can have someone to guide them through the practice of intentionally thinking, of asking questions that, when answered, will lead you to the desired result that you want, as opposed to asking questions that keep you in this downward spiral. So I am inviting you, as I do every week, to get support to manage your thoughts. When you cultivate the skill of being able to look at your mind and to really get on top of how your mind is offering you thoughts that really aren't serving you, it changes everything, because every result begins with a thought. Remember the think, feel, act cycle, which is the foundation of my coaching practice. And I actually put this in the form of a thought tree that you'll learn about in the Freedom Academy. But every result that you want to create always begins with your thinking. All right, that's what I have for you this week. Take good care of your mind by being intentional about the thoughts that you choose, no matter what circumstance you are planted in. You always, always have the ability to choose what you want to think about it. So choose carefully. All right, God bless, and I'll see you next week. Take care.